About 10% of people age 65 and older develop Alzheimer's disease, so there's a good chance you know someone affected by it. A Duke scientist thinks she's found a new way to study the disease. WRAL's Mandy Mitchell reports answers may lie in the smallest of primates.
The work happens under red lights, lights that fool the subject into thinking it's nighttime. Anna Casey is used to this light. She spends about 3 hours a day in the room studying mouse lemurs at Duke's Lemur Center.
They're just very, very small lemurs. They're gray. They have very big, they're nocturnal, so they have these very big eyes for letting in as much light as possible. And they're very cute.
The cuteness, though fun, isn't what gets Casey to the lab each day. She's interested in what mouse lemurs can teach us about Alzheimer's disease.
We really need good primate models because they're our closest living relatives.
And she thinks mouse lemurs are the answer. She says 20% of them develop some sort of neurodegeneration as they age. They also don't live very long, 15 years tops, meaning scientists can study them for an entire lifespan pretty easily.
Treatments that we couldn't use on humans until they were in their 60s and 70s, we can use on mouse lemurs when they're 6, 7 years old.
Casey has been working with these animals for the past 2 years. She's training them to enter what she calls an apparatus where they interact with touch screens. This is video of Mushmelon. She approaches the screen to the left and then is rewarded with pineapple juice to the right. Eventually, this experiment will help Casey test for memory loss.
And the very first cognitive task we will train them on is just something called a discrimination task. And it's basically just them learning to associate one image that comes on the screen with a reward.
You know, of course, Alzheimer's is a devastating disease for humans, and there really hasn't been huge advances made through animal studies.
Until now, Casey is hoping her research can eventually lead to more effective ways to treat the disease in humans, a huge goal for very tiny creatures. Mandy Mitchell, WRAL News, Durham.
Boy, pretty exciting news for many families if that were the case. The Duke Lemur Center is a non-invasive research facility, meaning no animals are ever harmed during research. In fact, each animal that participates in the Alzheimer's experiment does it on a volunteer basis, hoping for the pineapple juice in the end.
A state of emergency.